Hey, I'm Meggie Kay. So today, in this video, I'm gonna be doing like a little bit of an update, let you know what's happening, what's going on. Because I feel like I haven't done that in quite a while, like maybe a year. I think like a year ago I posted that like, I don't know what I'm doing kind of video, which wasn't really an update. It was more of me talking about how like, it's really hard to stay motivated to do things when you don't know if it's like worth it. But this might also be a little bit of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's time to make decisions. Anyways, the first update and the first like big thing I need to tell you guys is that I have a sunburn, and I don't know if you guys can tell on video, but I have a sunburn. Beautiful, right? Alright, so the first update and like the big thing, the one I need to tell you about, if you follow me on like Instagram or Twitter, which you should, you would already know this, but I am leaving Japan. I have decided not to recontract with the JET program and my whole situation here. So come August, I will be leaving Japan. I will no longer be teaching here. I will no longer be living here. I'm gone. And to be completely honest with you guys, like, I have been over this for quite a while. Like last spring, I was like really over it. And like I would have been ready and like I was wanting to go home last summer, but I had already agreed to sign on for another year, and like I wasn't really prepared in any way, shape, or form to leave. So yeah, I've been kind of like mentally checked out for a year. And like this past year, it's been a lot of me just kind of taking the last trips that I want to do, saving up a little bit of money if I can, that kind of thing. But to be completely honest, yeah, I've been checked out for quite a while. I am super ready to leave, and this is the end of Japan. This is the final bit of the saga of Japan for me. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I'm done. So speaking of what I've been doing over the last year and like finishing up, doing my last little bit of what I want to do in East Asia from my base in Japan, upcoming trips. I will be posting videos of the last few trips that I'll be taking. One is going to be Uzbekistan. Yeah, I'm going to Uzbekistan for 2 weeks. Super excited. Uzbekistan and just like Central Asia in general has been really high on my list for many years. I think it's just like this super fascinating part of the world, and I'm so excited to finally get there. So Uzbekistan videos will be coming out. I think by the time I post this, I'll either be just finishing my trip or just have come back from Uzbekistan. I'm not sure exactly how the timing and organizing of the different videos that I have planned is gonna work out, but yeah, Uzbekistan is gonna be cool. And I have also booked another trip to South Korea. So I'll be going back to South Korea in June. So I went to Seoul like 2 years ago for Golden Week, like my first Golden Week in Japan. And this time I will be going to Busan and a couple of other like smaller towns along the southern part of South Korea, which I'm super excited about. I also don't know how that's gonna turn out, because if it's anything like Japan, these smaller towns, there's really no kind of like translation happening anywhere. And I don't know any Korean, and I'm going by myself, so sometimes it's gonna be an adventure. We're gonna see how it worked out. So yeah, so Uzbekistan and South Korea, and I might do a trip like post-work, like after I finish my contract, but I haven't booked anything. I'm not really sure if I'll actually do something, because early August is a very expensive time to travel. I've been looking at like maybe going to Macau or maybe going to Thailand. I've never been to Macau. I've been to Hong Kong, but not Macau. And it's been like 7 or 8 years since I've been to Thailand, and I would love to go back to Thailand and do the north part, because I never got to the north part. So I'd like to maybe do one of those if I can find some cheap flights, which right now doesn't seem to be the case. And yeah, like, I don't know how that's gonna happen, or if anything's gonna happen, or maybe I'll just like go right back home because of money. Because like that's one of the things that I've been trying to do over the last year is kind of save money. I haven't actually paid off my credit card in full yet, and I would like to do that. And that kind of leaves me to, oh, what's the next? What are my plans since I am leaving Japan? And the truth is, I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. So I do have the idea of going back to school, which is why I am trying to save up some money, because going back to school is expensive. But I'm not entirely sold on the idea. Basically, I have found a program that I am very interested in doing. It's a 1-year like certificate program, so it's not like a full master's or anything. It's a 1-year graduate certificate, and it will kind of help me fuse like what I studied before as well as like my experiences with like interests, and kind of like help me bridge the gap between the two, and maybe I could potentially get a solid career and a stable life, because I am gonna be 29 this year and my life is all over the place. I don't really know what's happening here. So maybe it'll help me kind of like bridge my interests with my skill set and kind of figure out a career I could have longer than a year, which is basically what I've been doing my entire adult life. However, I'm not completely sold on the idea of going back to school, because this program takes place in downtown Toronto. And oh my god, Toronto is so expensive to live in, especially as like a full-time student. And I was lucky when I was a student before in downtown Toronto, where like education is really important in my family, and I was really pushed into going to university. So my parents paid for my tuition as well as my housing, which are like the big expenses if you're going to school, right? So I don't have any student debt. I've never taken out a loan, and I would kind of want to keep it that way. I don't really want to like take out a loan and get into debt and deal with all of that if I don't need to. So yeah, I think like honestly I could probably save up enough money to afford the tuition. The tuition itself I don't think is that much. It's about like $8,500. But it's the fact that I'd be living in downtown Toronto, and you can't find anything for like under $1,000 in Toronto. Like, it's so hard. You know, maybe I'll luck out like I did before I moved to Japan. The apartment I had, I was super lucky at finding that. It was an affordable place, decent, like close to the bus stop that will like take me right to work. Like, I was so lucky to find that, but like, I don't know if I'll get lucky again, and I'm a bit, Anyways, this program wouldn't start until May, so I do have some time to like think and consider before, you know, I need to make a decision, yes or no. So I'm kind of just like, that's my idea, but I'm kind of like just hoping the universe will show me a better option in the meantime and be like, yeah, come do this. Don't go back to school. Don't take out a loan and get into debt and all of that stuff. That's never fun for anyone, but lots of people do, and honestly, I would like to avoid it, you know? So that's one thing, and the other thing is just like kind of crushing my soul right now. Is like, okay, yeah, going to school, cool, but like it starts in May. Like, I would probably have to move back with my mom, and that's kind of the plan, is like in August, whenever I leave, I will be moving back in with my mother, which at my age is super soul crushing. Like, my parents are pretty supportive of me, and you know, if I want to go back to school, and like they're understanding, like, save up some money, come do what you need to do, as long as, you know, I have a goal and I'm working towards something. I'm not being like a lazy bum and like just mooching, right? But at the same time, being 29 and living with your mother is like soul crushing for me. I'm like, oh my god. So again, universe, please tell me what to do. Give me a sign. Let me know what I should be doing with my life. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of like what's next in the world of Meg. And there's a lot of, I don't know what's gonna happen. I have some vague ideas of things I might be interested in, but nothing really is set in stone after August. And we'll see how everything turns out, I guess. But I guess that kind of leads me to the end of this. I don't think there's a whole lot more I need to say. Leaving Japan, taking some trips, no plans on what's going after August, but I got some ideas. I'm not completely sold on any of them. So yeah, I wanted to finish this video off with asking for some suggestions. Since I am leaving Japan, I am wrapping up my time here. I kind of want to get some of your opinions. I was thinking about doing a video about traveling in Japan, like travel tips for Japan, and some teaching in Japan, a video about teaching in Japan. But I'm also not completely sure like what kinds of questions people might want answered or what kind of information is good in those kind of videos. So if you have questions about traveling Japan or teaching in Japan, moving to Japan, that kind of stuff, anything Japan related, even like separate topics about Japan you would like me to speak on, let me know in the comments and I will try and like work them into some kind of video. Since yeah, like I said, the Japan era of my life is coming to an end, and I figured I need to, you know, wrap it up with some of these kind of advice videos. And if you are interested, I am trying to use Twitter more because I really like Twitter, but like my Twitter feed was all over the place with like just people promoting blog posts, and I'm like starting to like unfollow people that just like promote their blog and that's all they post. I want some interaction. I want some communication. So I'm trying to use Twitter more, and I'm always on Instagram. So if you want to know more about like my life and how things are going in the upcoming months and how things are progressing, I will always be posting there, and maybe I'll make a video. I don't know what videos are coming up besides, you know, obviously the trips I'm taking. I will post videos about that. And like I said, just leave me some questions and I can maybe make a bigger video about something. I don't know what I'm doing. My life is all kinds of just, which I don't think is that unique. I think that's what most people are like. I don't know what else to say. I think that is it. So like this video if you liked it. I don't know if you did. It's a bit whatever, but yeah, I'll be back with travel videos and fun things and leaving Japan. So make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.